I'd love to get inside them, wouldn't you, and climb up.
It's all right, fellas. Oh wow, free parking for us today. The engineering of this is absolutely incredible. This tunnel's amazing. I've been to worse clubs.
Welcome to the channel. We are Graham and Ellie. We are Wizard in the Wild. Well, good morning from the Kelpies.
Good morning.
It was quite noisy sleeping here last night, wasn't it, dear?
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
But there was lots of cars driving up and down and loud music, and so yes, there's lots of camper vans here at the moment, and
yeah, they've been coming and going all morning.
Yeah, they have. Lots of dog walkers out off to the Kelpies.
We were a bit disappointed that the Kelpies weren't changing colour last night, just one static colour.
I don't know if any of you know the reason why that might be. If anyone knows that, let us know why they do it sometimes.
But today we are going to go and have a look at the Kelpies in the daylight.
Yeah.
So that's what you're about to witness.
To watch, to witness. Sounds like a crime scene.
It is the way we do it.
Well, true. We certainly leave trouble in our wake, don't we? A crime scene.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, it's breakfast time.
And I've got my own supply of croissants this morning.
Yeah, you git.
Because Ellie couldn't get any vegan ones.
No, so these we've got butter.
These ones are better.
So yeah, he's got 4, the pig. I don't get 1. I've got me crackers.
I'm only going to eat 3 of them though.
Oh, are you? Well, who's getting the last one? The dogs?
I'll save that for lunchtime.
Oh, okay then.
At 30 metres high, the Kelpies is the largest equine sculpture in the world. The 2 steel horse heads rear up by the Forth and Clyde Canal near Falkirk in central Scotland. Duke is looking down and Baron is looking up. Yeah, they're beautiful animals, aren't they? Don't need any feeding either.
No.
That's lovely,
You
isn't
see
it?
them, just see how big they are. They're massive. Massive. Massive.
It opened to the public in April 2014. Sculptor Andy Scott was inspired both by the myth of the Kelpies and by the Clydesdale horses that once powered Scottish industry by pulling barges transporting goods and materials for manufacture.
There's a visitor centre here, so let's see what we can find out about these wonderful beasts. The visitor centre is certainly packed full of lots of artefacts and information. And it poses the question, are the Kelpies the 8th wonder of the world? So why are they actually called the Kelpies? The Kelpies are named after the mythical water horses said to be in Scottish lochs and rivers. In Scottish folklore, a Kelpie is a dangerous shape-shifting water creature that can appear on land as a horse. The Kelpie appears to their human victims as a grey or white horse and entices them to ride on their back and then carries them down to a watery grave. To create this wonderful sculpture, Andy Scott first sketched his ideas based on how the sculptures would fit into their surroundings. From these sketches, he then made small development models known as maquettes by welding together 9,115 flat steel plates over a steel frame. Andy Scott then worked with engineers who used laser scans and 3D computer modelling to translate the maquettes into sculptures 10 times their size. Innovative techniques were used to create strong, rigid steel structures with flowing curves that appeared almost to be moving. If you're feeling brave, you can have a go at making a Lego Kelpie. These look fantastic, don't they? There's also lots of interactive things that you can do, and there's films you can watch about how they were all made. There are lots of really interesting souvenirs you can buy in the shop, and most of them are Kelpie related. So Maya's a little bit freaked out. She's suddenly decided she's really scared of the tiled floor ground. Oh, and this would just be too much. It's weird because she was all right last night, wasn't she?
Yeah, little hearts beating.
Oh, it's all right, darling. It's all right. These are certainly not urban dogs, are they?
And this little guy is here to give you some sense of scale on the marquettes. And to enable us to film this type of thing, we can secure the girls to a nearby table. Bow down your strong heads to taste the water. Stretch up your long necks to face the sun. Echo the great beasts that work among us. Well, you can see one of the kelpies behind us. How beautiful, aren't they?
They are. You don't get a sense of how big they are until you get really close to them.
Yeah.
And the engineering's incredible. I don't know how long they took to make. I'd love to get inside them, wouldn't you, and climb up.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful. I actually prefer them without the lights on them because you can really see how they're made, and it's quite nice seeing the daylight shining through them.
Yeah.
And to see the shadows. I don't know whether you agree, but basically we think that it's the shadows are more interesting. The light tends to flatten them, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But I would have liked to have seen them
change
colour, but not to worry.
Have to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a nice experience, seeing the kelpies in the daylight. The dogs didn't really like it too much. We seem to have lots of different issues with them, bless them. They're more used to countryside walks, I think.
Ellie's a bit worried about the swans. It's just the two swans. Keep going. It's all right, fellas. It's all right.
Poor Maya decided at the Kelpies that she didn't like block paving, and she doesn't like it here either. While we're in the area, there's a fantastic feat of engineering we simply have to see, and it's not actually that far up the road, so we're on our way there now. So we're stopping here at the barriers to buy a ticket, but for some strange reason we're unable to buy one today. Got your photo, have they, darling?
Yeah. Well, we've just arrived at the Falkirk Wheel. It was only a 5-minute journey from the Kelpies.
It didn't take long.
So what is the Falkirk Wheel? Well, first of all, I thought it was like something like the London Eye, where you can get a nice view from the top of it, or you know, big Ferris wheel, that sort of thing. But no, it's nothing like that. The Falkirk Wheel is an amazing piece of engineering, and what it does, it basically lifts boats and water out of one canal system, lifts them up and round into a different canal system, so that journeys can be continued. So yeah, it's an amazing device from one canal system to the other.
Works differently to locks then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because it lifts the boat and the water up,
yeah.
sort of in a container rather than in a sort of channel.
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Yeah. The Forth and Clyde Canal to the left and the Union Canal to the right. So here we have the main entrance, and Graham's trying to pay again. And the mystery of why we haven't been able to pay is explained. It's because it's out of season. And parking is free.
There's basically two canals, as I think I said earlier. One's the Forth and Clyde Canal, and the other one is the Union Canal. And the wheel links the two of them. The Union Canal was originally built to connect Edinburgh to Glasgow. The Union Canal connected into the Forth and Clyde Canal by a series of 11 locks. Unfortunately, in the 1930s, the 11 locks fell into disuse, and the link to Edinburgh to Glasgow was in fact severed. The Millennium Link project was put in place to correct this and link the two cities again, at a cost of about £84 million.
The Falkirk Wheel was opened in 2002 by the Queen as part of the Millennium Project. The wheel is the world's only rotating boat lift. Because it's so well balanced using Archimedes' principle, it only uses the same amount of power as it would take to boil 8 kettles, and that is for a complete rotation.
We got really lucky. They're not running boats today, but this guy advised us that they were actually running maintenance checks on it and would be turning the wheel quite a few times. So we got to see quite a lot of action with it.
The wheel itself is 35 metres tall and it raises boats by 24 metres. Each of the 2 gondolas holds 500 tonnes of water. The half rotation takes only 5 minutes.
I'm in awe of this thing. Wow. You can have your coffee outside while you watch it. So I think that gate over there would be open to let the boat sail in to the cradle, as it were. And this boat is called Archimedes. I don't know what the other one's called. Yeah, it holds quite a few people by the look of it. Oh, I'd love to go on that. Oh, I see, yeah. I don't know if you can see, but there is water in it.
I just need to put Archimedes in there, but I don't think they're going to do that, are they?
No.
So we're just sitting here waiting for Graham to come out of the shop. Unfortunately, doggies aren't allowed in the cafe or the shop,
look
are
at this
you?
poor little one.
Yeah. Yeah, having to have a cuddle, aren't you, darling?
She looks sleepy.
You tired? Yeah. Oh. It is quite cold. I think it's turned colder during the day, actually.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
But that one up there, that right up the top, that's the end of that canal, isn't it? The Union Canal.
It is, yeah. It's amazing, isn't it, to think that's the end of a canal up in the air up there like that.
Now look at these 2 little fellas that someone's left tied up here. Isn't that cruel? You right, girls? You right? You looking for Mummy? She'll be back in a minute. You simply have to come and see this. It's an amazing feat of engineering. We're going to walk up the hill now, follow the Union Canal along a bit, where it goes into a tunnel. Well, this is a view from up the hill of the wheel. And here you've got a turnaround basin. And then it goes under the hill there. So it's called the Rough Castle, and it's 180 metres long. And this is the north end of it, I believe. And the lights are on in there. So we're going to walk through, see what it's like.
The tunnel was built to protect the Antonine Wall which lies above it, and was built in Roman times.
Oh yeah, it's changing colour. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. And this is the other end of the tunnel. So you've got a turnaround area here. And then normal lock gates over there. I say normal, they're pretty tall. And that's the Union Canal. Well, that concludes our look at the Falkirk Wheel.
Yeah, it's very impressive,
It
wasn't it?
was, yeah.
It's
I'd love to see the boats. I'd love to go on the boat.
But it's nice seeing it when it was really quiet as well.
Yeah,
You really get a sense of how it all works, and it's
yeah.
quite
They're just getting it
majestic.
ready for tomorrow, aren't they?
They are. I think it takes the power of boiling 8 kettles for it to work.
The One Revolution.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's
Not
pretty
much
good, isn't it?
for something as huge as that, really, is it?
But talking of kettles to boil, shall we go back and have a cup of tea?
That's what I'd like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freezing.
Right, we're off back to Merlin.
Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this vlog, please do consider giving us a thumbs up, liking and subscribing. It really does help us a lot with growing the channel, and we really do appreciate your support.